Have you ever noticed that the longer you stay confused about what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, what kind of food to eat, on and on and on and on, the longer you stay confused, the less progress you make with your weight loss? Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is episode number 352. Today's topic, the confusing part of the inner self diet. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, weight loss mindset expert, and founder of the Inner Self Diet. The diet that is not a diet per se because it is not a food diet. The Inner Self Diet fixes, it heals, it removes the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is not the food. All right? I'll say that again. The root of your out of control eating, the root of your overweight, the root of your yo-yo dieting, the root of your ongoing self-sabotage to get in your own way to stop your weight loss, the root of your impatience, the root of your all of this stuff that is making your body fat. The root of it is not the food. The food is a tool that you use, and that is part of what you're doing with your eating behaviors. You're using food and you're eating too much, and so you've got extra weight on your body. But the food is not the root of the problem. The food is not the real problem. This is why food diets haven't fixed your food and weight struggles. You've got to go to the root of the problem, heal that, undergo a positive, empowering core shift within your inner self so that you will stop abusing yourself with food, so that you will stop using food as a crutch, so that you will stop emotional eating, stop binge eating, stop fighting yourself, stop getting in your own way. And then once you are free of the problem, then you can live a healthy lifestyle, drop that fat, and keep it off. Did you follow all that? Okay, I'm going to talk more about this because the specific topic today here on the JoLynn Braley Show is clearing up the confusion. Okay, the confusing part of the inner self diet. We're going to clear up all of the confusion. Now, I do have to say before we get into this, it's not confusing for my awesome coaching clients who are actively in or have already graduated the Inner Self Diet. In fact, if you have listened to my special exclusive 10-part sub-series of the JoLynn Braley Show, that is my special 10-part sub-series that is focused on real results of the Inner Self Diet. If you've been listening to that special series, then you've been hearing the success stories of awesome real-life people I have coached through my proven step-by-step system, the Inner Self Diet, which is very, very exciting to listen to them talk. You don't just listen to me go on and on, but listen to them. All right? Now, one thing about that, even listening to them in that 10-part sub-series, Real Results of the Inner Self Diet, all of those episodes are here on the JoLynn Braley Show. You can just search for Real Results of the Inner Self Diet, and you'll be able to find the introduction and the 8 audio interviews, and then the wrap up, and that will give you all 10 episodes. But what you want to keep in mind when you're listening to those super inspiring interviews with graduates of the Inner Self Diet, You want to keep in mind that words don't teach, only experience teaches. And there's no way for you to truly get it, what they're talking about, until you experience struggle-free weight loss. How do you experience struggle-free weight loss? You need to do the steps that will give you struggle-free weight loss. When you do the steps and you have the day-to-day real-world experience of the freedom from the struggle, then you're able to know what it's really about. But before that, it's just words. Now, you can absolutely gain inspiration, raise your level of hope, have a big, huge aha moment that, wow, this is what I've been missing. This is why I am still struggling, because all I've been doing is chasing food diets. And I was doing that because I thought that was what I was supposed to do. You know, I thought food was the big problem. I thought food was the big old bad meanie, and it was out to get me, and it hates me. When now I'm starting to realize that, wow, I'm missing the inner self healing. I'm missing the right mindset. Mindset is 92.8% of the whole puzzle. I'm missing a huge piece of successful weight loss that a food diet can't give me. And then what do you do? What do you do then when you realize that you've been missing out and that you haven't been able to succeed in permanent weight loss because you don't have the right tools to succeed? You got to do the inner self diet. Or if you have a better way to get the same results that my coaching clients get in the inner self diet, then do that. I don't know what that is, but if you've got it, that's awesome. Go do it. Don't listen to me talk. Go do it. Break free of your food and weight struggles. Get to the heart of the matter. My coaching clients, they achieve struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less. So if you have a proven system that will give you that, then don't waste any time listening to this podcast. Go do that. But before you go do that, there's only one inner self diet, and that's what I coach my coaching clients through. So with all that being said, if you want my help to stop struggling with food and your weight and do it with the proven step-by-step system, which is the inner self diet, then you need to first apply for a weight loss discovery session. As of the time of this recording, it's a complimentary call. It's one-on-one, and you've got to fill out an application for this because it is complimentary. Unfortunately, there's just not enough time in the day to just talk to everybody who wants to say hi and chat and things like that, which I'm sure you can understand because I'm sure that you're super busy too. You've got goals, you've got your dreams, you're really going for it in your life. The thing that frustrates you the most, though, is you haven't been able to nail down this food and weight issue. You're still struggling with that, even though you have the intellectual knowledge that would get you to your goal weight, but you're not able to stop getting in your own way so that you can actually do it. If you want to stop struggling, if you want to stop binge eating, stop emotional eating, and you're wise enough to recognize that you need help to do all of this, because when you look at all of the years, 10, 20, 30, 40 or more years that you've been struggling with this problem, and you recognize that you need help, and you also acknowledge that you are smart to get help. The other people, they just keep struggling. We can't help them. But you are super smart to reach out and get help. If you are excited about achieving freedom from your ongoing food and weight battles, your first step is to go over to www.discovery-session.com, enter your first name and email address. Then on the next page, you need to complete the application, submit that application by clicking the button at the end, and then you'll end up on the thank you page, and you need to follow the simple steps on that page to take the email address of the scheduling department and make sure you whitelist that in your email system. Why? Because you want to make sure that you get the email from my scheduling department to help you get set up for a call. Now, assuming that your application qualifies, I would hope it would. You want to make sure that you fill out the application completely, be really honest with yourself, include all your details of what is going on with your food and weight struggles, And then you need to reply to the email that you get from scheduling to confirm the time of the call, and then just answer the phone when I call you, and let's find out what's going on with you. So it's pretty simple. It's as simple as anything could be. If you really want to change. If you don't want to change, then, hey, it's easier to go to McDonald's. Food is always going to be easier. Food doesn't talk back. Food doesn't challenge you. Food doesn't care. Food is just food. And you can eat as much of that as you want. You can keep eating whatever kind of food you want, but don't expect to get new results when you keep doing what you've always done. So if you want to stop this insanity, the insanity of Einstein's definition of insanity, continuing to do the same thing over and over again while expecting a different result, and you want my help to do it so that you can achieve struggle-free weight loss, just like the people that you've been listening to in that exclusive 10-part sub-series, Real Results from the Inner Self Diet. If you want to be like them and feel awesome about yourself, get your food and eating and your weight under control, go to www.discovery-session.com. Get started there. So with all of that being said, today's topic is the confusing part of the inner self diet. And so I'm here to clear up the confusion. What is the confusing part? The confusing part is that in the end, the only way that you are going to get to your goal weight and stay there is you do have to change your eating habits. Okay? We can't get around that because that's the science part of things. The science part of things is the fact that you have a human body, and the human body tends to get fat, overweight, obese, when it is constantly fed a diet of highly processed food containing high amounts of sugar, high amounts of sodium, additives, ingredients, all kinds of stuff. All right? That is the science part of things. When you put too much food in the body's not even hungry, and you keep putting food in, what's going to happen? It has to be stored, right? Because the body doesn't need it. Your body doesn't need food when the stomach is not physically hungry. It would be like trying to put more gasoline in your car when the engine is already on full, when the gas tank's on full, I mean. How can you put more gas in the gas tank when it's already on full? How can you do that? But you can do that with your stomach. You could just keep putting all kinds of food in there, but the body doesn't need it. And the body has a really hard time using crappy, low-grade, icky fuel. It doesn't doesn't process it very well. So you have to change that stuff. But then on the other side, if you have heard any of the previous episodes of the JoLynn Braley Show, if you've heard enough of them, you've heard me say over and over again that the inner self diet is not a food diet, but it works. So how do these people that I coach, how do they lose weight? If I'm not teaching them, they should eat this, eat that, do this, do that. If I'm not teaching them how to eat or what to eat, how the heck are they getting these results of losing 50 pounds, losing 20 pounds, losing 96 pounds? Of course, all of that is relative to the individual, because if my coaching client is only 20 pounds overweight, they don't need to lose 50 pounds. So 20 pounds is their goal, right? That makes sense, right? So I've had a lot of coaching clients that were less than 5 pounds overweight. They can be in just as much or more struggle with themselves than somebody who's 50 pounds overweight, because it all starts in the head. That's where the battle is either won or lost before you even get started. So how are these people that have been doing my steps that I started coaching people through in 2009, how in the hell are they losing weight when I'm not telling them they should eat a certain way? What is going on? So this is the confusing part that I want to help clear up the confusion of. Because everybody out there, they're so used to, I got to do a food diet, got to do, intermittent fasting. That's the new thing. Oh, no, keto. Oh, no, I should just be vegetarian. Oh, no, I should just do smoothies. Oh, no, here's this. All this different, everything is, talk about confusing. This one's saying this one's saying that, this one's saying this one's saying that. And then here I am saying, you need to do the inner self diet. What? What is that? And then you're saying, JoLynn, you're saying that you don't even tell your clients what they should eat? Well, how do they lose weight? Why are these people losing 96 pounds? And they're stopping yo-yo dieting, and they stop binge eating, they stop emotional eating, but you're not telling them how they should eat. Okay, so here's the thing. I stand by the statement that I've shared with my weight loss coaching clients. The statement is, if there were to be enough food diets on this planet that would work for everybody on the planet, there would have to be the same number as the population of this planet. Now, I'm talking about food diets. So, what does that mean? It means that over here, person A might have fantastic success with Weight Watchers. And I do not advocate Weight Watchers because there's a lot of processed food in it. If I were going to teach a food diet, which maybe I will one day, okay? I don't know, maybe. But if I were to, it'd be all about eating whole, real foods, using portion control, cooking, learning how to cook, just basic, real food eating. I know that works for me. I believe that it works for all human bodies. However, there are people that do have success with Weight Watchers. Then there's people that have success with, what was that thing? Fit for Life. Okay? There's people that have success with Jenny Craig, which that, in my opinion, I mean, that's just all processed food. But there's people that have success with it, okay? There's different ways of eating that there are people who feel comfortable or they like it and it works for them and they can live with it. And in the end, what has to be the outcome in the end is you have to have a lifestyle, a plan of how you can live with food in a healthy relationship, okay? Interacting with food in a healthy way, feeling good about it, and in a way that it works for your body, okay? Now, to be clear, I'm not talking about magical thinking. I'm not saying that, oh, well, I want to eat cake every day, and so I'm just going to say that it's going to work for me. Well, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with how food works in your body. And you have to trust yourself. You have to be willing to get real with yourself. When you know that a certain way of eating works best for your body, but you're not willing to do it, now you've got a big problem, and the big problem is you. Now, that can be cleared up in the inner self diet, and then you are able to do that way of eating that you already know works for your body and do it without feeling deprived, without feeling like you're missing out, without feeling like, the world has ended because you're eating healthy. All right? So the inner self diet is not a food diet. It helps you to get out of your own way so that you can eat in the way that works best for your body without sabotaging yourself. The way that you eat that works best for your body might not be the same way that this other person over here eats. But if the way that works for you is healthy, it's sane, and you can live like that as a lifestyle, then the only thing that's standing in the way of you doing it is you and the root problems and your unconscious programming, all of your blind spots that you're not able to even see, which is why you need coaching if you want to get beyond them, if you want to stop sabotaging yourself, okay? And this is why the inner self diet always works, because it's not a particular food diet that for some people, food diet A doesn't work as well for them as food diet B. With the inner self diet, you can go with food diet B if that works for you best. And then this other person over here who's also doing the inner self diet, they can go with food diet A, because that is the part that comes last. That's the part that is the easiest, really, once you get out of your own way. Are you following me here? Is this making sense? Is what I'm sharing with you, is it clearing up the confusion about the fact that the inner self diet actually works and it actually helps my clients lose weight, even though I'm not teaching them what kind of food to eat? Okay? Bottom line, you have to heal the root of why you continue to sabotage your own weight loss efforts. Because if you're like all of my awesome, super smart coaching clients in the inner self diet, you already know exactly what you could be doing right now to lose weight and keep it off. You already know the way to eat that works for your body, but you're not doing it. And you've probably done it in the past, but you always gain the weight back. Like Dave, if you heard him in my special 10-part sub-series, Real Results from the Inner Self Diet, his problem wasn't weight loss. It was yo-yo dieting. It was keeping the weight off. It was believing that him being at a healthy weight was who he was, instead of believing that who he was the fat guy. Because if you believe that you're the fat guy or the fat girl, you can't stay at a healthy weight because it doesn't match who you believe you are. It's time for a commercial break here on the JoLynn Braley Show. This week's sponsor of the JoLynn Braley Show is www.easyfunweightloss.com. www.easyfunweightloss.com. In my free download, you'll get 3 steps to start making weight loss easier from the inside out. You can get that now at www.easyfunweightloss.com. All right, a couple questions to ask yourself. I highly recommend that you grab pen and paper, that you write each question down, then you write your answer down to each question. Why? Because there is a connection that occurs between your head, your hand, and your heart when you write pen on paper. Also, when you write pen on paper, it forces you to get present, to be in the moment with yourself, and that takes you out of your head where you're spinning and you have all that worry and anxiety and all of your stress, and you don't really get much done when you're all running around up in your head. Have you ever noticed that? So you can pause the podcast, get pen and paper, if you want to get the most out of this totally free weight loss podcast. First question: do I already know what I need to do to get to my goal weight and stay there in a healthy way that works for my body? Yes or no? Do I already know what I need to be doing? Number 2, am I doing it? Yes or no? Number 3 question, am I doing it without struggle? Yes or no? Number 4 question, does it make sense that if I could stop struggling, stop getting in my own way, stop sabotaging myself, stop binge eating, stop emotional eating, stop obsessing about food, does it make sense that then I would be able to do what I already know I could be doing, and then I just get to my goal weight? What would be the big deal? Does that make sense? Yes or no? Number 5 question, what is stopping me right now from reaching out to get the help that I need so that I can get the success that I say I want with my weight, with my body, with my life? What exactly is stopping me from reaching out and getting the help? What is it? Is it a thought? Is it a belief that I can do it all on my own? If that is your belief, go listen to Laura, who is one of the interviews in my special 10-part sub-series, Real Results from the Inner Self Diet. I think that the title of that podcast is She Thought She Could Lose Weight Alone. But then also in the interview with Barb, you'll hear her talk about the fact that she used to think that reaching out to get help meant that she was weak. And now she knows that she's extremely smart to get help. The title of that podcast is something like She Lost 50 Pounds and 3 Sizes. I think that's it. And that's also part of that sub-series, Real Results from the Inner Self Diet. Last question, does it make sense to me that the only thing standing in my way of me ending my struggle with my eating and my weight. The only thing that's standing in my way is me. Because I'm the only one who can reach out and get the help I need. I'm the only one who can reach out and get the proven steps that I need, because I need to have the homework. I need to have the steps. I need to have the tools. I need to know how to stop struggling. And I'm the only one stopping myself from getting all of those answers. I'm the only one who is holding myself back. And does this make sense? Yes or no? Now, the good news is that since you're the only one holding yourself back, nobody else on the planet has to change for you to get what you want. You just have to get out of your own way. Or don't get out of your own way. Continue on the path you're on, but don't expect new results when you're not doing something new. Does that make sense? Because if you expect to get struggle-free weight loss in 8 weeks or less when you're not doing the steps that would give you those results, you're going to be pretty gosh darn frustrated. All right? There's no magic to getting what you want in life. You have to do things to get what you want. You can't just sit around and hope, wish, and pray for some kind of a miraculous change, because you are the miracle, meaning that you are the one who holds the power to create a miraculous change in your life. If you don't know how to create that miraculous change, then you need to get the how. The fastest way to get from where you are to where you want to be is with coaching. The right kind of coaching, and with a coach who is willing to be honest with you, who's willing to help you stay accountable, who believes in you, who has steps that work. Because if you think that coaching is just about talking, well, that's therapy. You know how many coaching clients that I've had who used to be in therapy and they said they never got the results that they got from being in the inner self diet? Because the inner self diet, it's the tools, it's the steps, but it's also the accountability, and it's the two-way communication. It's the whole kit and caboodle. If you want to stop struggling with food and your weight, and you want my help to break free, your first step is to go over to www.discovery-session.com and follow the steps there to complete an application for the complimentary weight loss discovery session. The Inner Self Diet is interactive. The Inner Self Diet is real. It's in real time. It's not a book. It's not an online course that you just do at your own pace. I actually personally guide my coaching clients through the Inner Self Diet. Therefore, there's no way to get into it without first having that phone call. I hope that today's podcast cleared up the confusion, and I hope that it has given you great hope to realize that the biggest part of achieving success with your weight, it's 92.8% about your mindset. It's about your inner world. It's about what's going on inside of you. A food diet, a healthy food diet, is 7.2% of successful weight loss. Most people have it flipped around. They think that 98% of successful weight loss is just getting another food diet. But then why aren't they doing it? They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe they deserve it. They don't believe they can do it. All kinds of things. And it's that all kinds of things that are the real problems. And the real problems are 92.8% of what is stopping you right now. You want to stop stopping yourself? Then you got to heal your inner self. And you got to have the system to do that. Wishing and hoping and praying for an inner self healing won't get you the results that you've been hearing about in my special 10-part sub-series, Real Results from the Inner Self Diet. Does that make sense? Thanks so much for tuning in today to episode number 352 of the JoLynn Braley Show. I am JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, weight loss mindset expert, and founder of the Inner Self Diet. I wish you your very best life, a life that you love, a life that you're excited about, feeling excited to get out of bed in the morning, feeling good in your own skin, living in a body that you appreciate, that you adore, living in a body that you look your best in your jeans. I wish you your best life living inside of your ideal body.